As we continue on with our night tonight, it's time to meet our panel and our panel interviewer. Panel speakers, would you mind making your way up to your designated seats here on the stage? And then as you do that, I'm going to introduce our panel interviewer tonight, Abby McCullum. She's the Director of Marketing and Communications at Trilith Studios. She's a Fayette County native who currently serves as a wish-granting volunteer for Make-A-Wish, Georgia, and sits on the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Southern Crescent Community Advisory Council. Say that 3 times fast, huh? She and her husband, Matthew, who's here tonight, live in Sonoya with their young son, Logan, and five rescue dogs. That's a lot of dog walking through the week, So she made some time from the dogs to be here tonight, and we're so glad that she is. Ladies and gentlemen, on the very end, Abby McCullum.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here tonight, and thank you, Bren, for asking me to do this. Tonight, we've got some really incredible stories, and I think we are going to start with Brooke.
Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to say thank you for coming out to support this amazing organization, the Eden Project. So I would like you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine having a family so close, so united, that you'd put your life in their hands and they'd do the same for you. Now imagine that family disappearing overnight. That was my reality when I left the military. I served in the United States Air Force from 2003 to 2009. And in 2008, I had the opportunity to deploy to Balad, Iraq as a combat medic. That deployment changed my life forever. From that moment on, I seen things differently, I valued things differently, and I carried things that I didn't always talk about, and things that people that hadn't been there would never be able to understand. I eventually got married, but I brought baggage to that marriage. I brought baggage from my deployments. And it was a really hard process to transition. I didn't have that family support system. I didn't have that brotherhood, that sisterhood that the military had once provided me. So I really felt kind of very all alone. I told myself, just get out, get a job, pay your bills, the rest will work itself out. Well, here's the truth. 3 years later, I was still struggling. And then I met Bren. It wasn't some big formal introduction. It was a casual conversation. But during that conversation, something happened. I heard his story, and I said, man, it's so real, it's so relatable. And that's when I knew. I was like, I want to be part of that. So I joined the Eden Project's, one of their peer groups. And from that peer group, it led to volunteering and community service events. And then to one of the most meaningful opportunities that I've had post-military. I served as a Veterans Treatment Court mentor. And through that mentorship, I learned it wasn't just about helping others, it was healing me too. And here we are 8 years later. Brent is still preaching about gratitude. And I've learned he's right. It's not just a feel-good concept, it's a lifeline. It can change your mental health, can change your outlook, and give you a renewed sense of purpose. So to Bren, to the Eden Project, thank you so much. And to all of the mentors out there that refuse to give up on veterans, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, Brooke. Now, you're not off the hook yet, so don't turn your mic off. I know a part of your story that this group doesn't. You have 3 college degrees, and you're working on a doctorate? What? Tell us a little bit about that, and what did the Eden Project bring to that experience for you?
So when I started, they sat me at this table. Bren was working on his doctorate. Bruce already had his doctorate, he just finished. And then Kelly Goss, she's in the back. She was almost done with her doctorate. And I was like, well, man, I don't even have an associate's. What am I doing here? I don't really belong. And it motivated me to go back to school. So I started with an associate's degree, and I got my associate's in science. Then I was like, oh, this isn't too bad. So I got my bachelor's in health science. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to do something more. So I went back and I got my master's in nursing. And now I'm working on my doctorate in nursing.
That's amazing. It's incredible. So, if someone were to ask you why support the Eden Project? Aside from your amazing testimony of everything you've been able to do and the support that you found, what in your mind is the reason to support?
It gave me a place to go that wasn't at home, a place to go sit with a group of my peers that were going through the same thing I was going through. Now, I wasn't like a special forces person. I was a combat medic. I stayed in a very safe, relatively safe place, but I seen all of those combat veterans come in. And Balad, Iraq is one of the #1 brain trauma centers in the world. So I always carried that with me that, oh my gosh, what happens to those people when they go home? And then when I got home, I was like, wow, nobody even realizes all the things that I experienced there. But when I came to the Eden Project, it gave me that place to go to. And we didn't have to talk about it. We just knew. So it was that community.
That's amazing. Thank you.